Free passes. I got to see the performance a few nights ago at one of the popular Vaudeville houses. One of the numbers was a violin solo by a striking looking man, not much past 40, but with a very grey, thick hair. Not being afflicted with a taste for music, I let the system of noises drift past my ears until I regarded the man. There was a story about that chap a month or two ago, said the reporter. They gave me the assignment. I was to and was to be on the extremely light and joking order. The old man seems to like the funny touch I give to the local happenings. Oh yes, I'm working on a fast comedy now. Well, I went down to the house and got all the details, but I certainly fell down on that job. I went back and turned in a write up of an East Side funeral instead. Why? Oh, I couldn't seem to get hold of it in my funny hook somehow. Maybe you could make a one-act tragedy out of it, a curtain raiser. I'll give you the details. तो थिंग्स द प्ले की हुई कहानी है कि ये एक रिपोर्टर के साथ जो था उसकी दोस्ती हो गई, तो कुछ एक फ्री पासेस मिल गए, ठीक है ना, और वो आ गया। अब उसमें से एक आदमी ने आकर के एक सोलो वायलिन चलाया, ठीक है ना। अब इसको ज़्यादा पसंद नहीं है। अब ये जो वॉलन वाली जो कहानी थी, तो ये रिपोर्टर ने कहा कि भैया इसके ऊपर मुझे एक कॉमिकल फार्स लिखना था, कॉमिकल फार्स लिखना था। तो जब मैं गया और मैंने इस पे किया तो मुझे तो कहीं से कॉमेडी नहीं लगी, मेरे को ट्रेजेडी लगी। तो मैंने किसी और चीज़ पे, कोई फ्यूनरल पे मैंने फार्स लगा दिया था। आफ्टर द परफॉर्मेंस माई फ्रेंड द रिपोर्टर रिटायर्ड मी टू द फैक्ट्स ओवर वर्स बर्गर। अब इसके बाद जो था वो रिपोर्टर ने तथ्य बताया। I see no reason, said I when he had concluded, why that should make a rattling good funny story. Those three people couldn't have acted in a more absurd and preposterous matter if they had been real actors in theatre. I'm really afraid that all the stage is a world anyhow, and all the players men and women. The things the play is the way I quote Mr. Shakespeare. Try it, said the reporter. I will, said I. And I did to show him how he could have made a मतलब इसने ये कहा कि देखो ये जो केस था, मतलब ये जो प्ले था, ये तो बहुत ही ह्यूमरस था। ये तीनों जो थे कॉमिकल थे, ठीक है ना। और मुझे तो ऐसा नहीं लगता कि भाई इस पे ह्यूमर क्यों नहीं बन सकता। रिपोर्टर ने कहा बताओ कैसे। And I did to show him how he could have made a humorous column for it in the paper. There stands a house near Abingdon Square. On the ground floor, there had been for 25 years a little store where toys and notions and stationery store. तो एक एमिंडन स्टोर के उसमें जो था एक घर था और उसके ग्राउंड फ्लोर पे एक स्टोर था 25 साल तक। One night 20 years ago, there was a wedding in the rooms above the store. The widow may own the house in the store. तो विडो एक ओन करती थी, एक शादी ऊपर हुई। Her daughter शादी हुई ना। Her daughter Helen was married to Frank Perry. हेलेन की जो थी उसकी जो लड़की थी शादी हुई फ्रैंक पेरी। John Delaney was the best man. Helen was 18 and a picture had been printed in a morning paper next to the headlines of a wholesale female murderess story from Bath. मतलब हेलेन जो थी उसकी जब शादी हुई तो उसकी जो पिक्चर जो थी वो एक उसमें वो था, एक कॉलम निकला था, होलसेल फीमेल मर्डरेस। उसके साथ उसकी पिक्चर लगी, उसके साथ उसकी पिक्चर लगी। किसके साथ? एक आर्टिकल था ना, होलसेल फीमेल मर्डरेस, उसके साथ उसकी पिक्चर लगी। But after Iran intelligence had rejected the connection, you seized your magnifying glass and read beneath the portrait her description as one of a series of prominent beauties and belles of the lower west side. अब कोई भी आदमी कहे कि भैया होलसेल मर्डरेस ऑफ द वेस्ट पॉइंट और साथ में पिक्चर, पर नीचे देखो तो कहे बहुत ही सुंदर सी एक कोई लड़की है ना। खैर, फ्रैंक बेरी एंड जॉन डेलेनी वर प्रोमिनेंट यंग व्यू ऑफ द सेम साइड। फ्रैंक बेरी और जॉन डेलेनी जो थे दोनों बहुत हैंडसम लड़के थे एंड बॉसम फ्रेंड्स whom you expected to turn upon each other every time the curtain went up. One who pays his money for orchestra seats and fiction expects this. The first funny idea that has turned up in the story yet. बोथ हैड मेड अ ग्रेट रेस फॉर हेलेंस लाइन. अब जो फ्रैंक बेरी और जॉन डेलेनी जो थे ना, दोनों हेलेन से प्यार करते थे. दोनों ने कोशिश की कि भाई हेलेन से शादी हो जाए. When Frank won, John shook his hand and congratulated him. Honestly, he did. जब फ्रैंक जीत गया तो जॉन ने उससे हाथ मिलाया और ऑनेस्टली किया. आफ्टर द सेरेमनी हेलेन ran upstairs to put on her hat. जब शादी हो गई तो हेलेन ऊपर गई और उसने अपना हैट लिया. She was getting married in a traveling dress. She and Frank were going to Old Point Comfort for a week. शादी के टाइम पे वो ट्रैवलिंग ड्रेस में थी तो अपने हैट लेने गई, क्योंकि वो लोग जो थे इमीडिएटली जो थे ओल्ड पॉइंट कंफर्ट एक हफ्ते के लिए जा रहे थे. Downstairs, the usual horde of glibbering cave dwellers were waiting with their hands full of the old Congress gators and paper bags of hominy. ठीक है. There was a rattle of the fire escape and into a room jumps the mad and infatuated John Delaney. अब क्या हुआ? फायर एस्केप के थ्रू एक आदमी अंदर घुसता है और जॉन डेलेनी अंदर घुस जाता है. With a damp curl drooping upon his forehead and made violent and reprehensive love to his lost one, entreating her to flee or fly with him to the Riviera or the Bronx or any other old place where there are Italian skulls and dolls far named. अब जो बेस्ट मैन होने वाला था वो उस रूम में घुसा और कहता है कि मुझसे शादी कर लो, मेरे साथ भाग चलो. It would have carried Blaney off his feet to see Helen repulse him. Helen उससे एकदम नफरत करती थी. With blazing and scornful eyes, she fairly withered him by demanding whatever he meant by speaking to respectable people that way. अब ब्लेनी ने बड़ी कस के डांटा, ये तुम क्या बदतमीजी की बात कर रहे हो. In a few moments she had him going. The manliness that had possessed him departed. और इतनी कस के डांटा कि वो आदमी जो था वो भागा और उसके दिसते. He bowed low and said something about irresistible impulse and forever carry in his heart the memory of, and she suggested that he catch the first fire escape down. और ये बोलता चला गया मैं तुमसे प्यार करता हूँ, ये करता हूँ. और मेलेनी बोली भैया तुम फायर एस्केप से नीचे जाओ. I will away, said John Delaney, to the furthermost parts of the earth. I cannot remain near you and know that you are another's. तो उसने जॉन ने बोला मैं तो यहाँ से भाग जाऊंगा और इतनी दूर चला जाऊंगा तुम्हें मैं कभी दिखूंगा भी नहीं. I will to Africa and then amongst other scenes to strive for. For goodness sake, get out. वो बोला मैं अफ्रीका चला जाऊंगा तो कहती है बाहर निकल जाओ, said Helen. Somebody might come in. He knelt upon one knee and she extended him one white hand that he might give it a farewell kiss. Girls, was this choice boon of the great little god Cupid ever vouchsafed you? To have the fellow you want hard and fast, and have the one you don't want come with a damp curl on his forehead and kneel to you and babble of Africa and love which, in spite of everything, shall forever bloom an amaranth in his heart? ठीक है ना. To know your power and to feel the sweet security of your own happy state, to send the unlucky one, the broken hearted, to foreign chimes. अब वो लड़की कितनी भाग्यशाली है, तुम्हारी शादी होने वाली है, जिससे जो जो तुमसे शादी नहीं कर सकता वो अफ्रीका भाग के जा रहा है वो सारा. While you congratulate yourself as he presses his last kiss upon your knuckles and that your nails are well manicured, say girls, it's galopicious. Don't ever let it get by you. And then, of course, how did you guess it? The door opened, stalked the bridegroom, jealous of slow tying bonnet strings. अब जैसे ही वो उसका हैंड किस कर रहा था तो ब्राइड ग्रूम आया और देखा ये क्या है. The farewell kiss was imprinted upon Helen's hand, and out of the window and down the fire escape sprang John Delaney, Africa bound. और उसने देखा कि उसका हाथ चूमा हुआ है और जॉन डेलेनी जो है ना वो फायर एस्केप से निकला अफ्रीका की तरफ. A little slow music, if you please, faint violin, just a breath in the clarinet and a touch of cello. Imagine the scene. Frank, white hot with the cry of a man wounded to death, bursting with him. अब फ्रैंक तो एकदम जल गया, ठीक है ना. अब वो इतना गुस्सा. हेलेन रशिंग एंड क्लिंगिंग टू हिम ट्राइंग टू एक्सप्लेन. और हेलेन उसकी तरफ भागी एक्सप्लेन करने के लिए. ठीक है ना. He catches her wrists and tears them from his shoulders. Once, twice, thrice, he swears this way and that. The stage manager will show you how. और उसने क्या किया, फ्रैंक ने उठाई उसकी रिस्ट और इधर उधर उसके हाथ फलक किया. And throws her from him to the floor, a huddled, crushed, moaning thing. Never look upon her face again. और फ्रैंक कहता है कि मैं तुमसे कभी तुम्हारा चेहरा भी नहीं देखूंगा. And rushes from the house through the staring groups of astonished guests. और फ्रैंक जो था उस घर से जो था ना वो चला गया. सुन रही हो मामा? And now because it is the thing instead of a play, the audience stroll out into the real lobby of the world and marry, die, grow, grey, rich, poor, happy or sad during the intermission of 20 years which was precede the rising of the curtain again. इसके बाद 20 साल बीत गए. मिसेस बैरी इनहेरिटेड द शॉप इन द हाउस. मिसेस बैरी का घर और शॉप मिल गया. At 38, she could have bested many an 18-year-old at a beauty show on points and general results. 38 साल पे भी वो बहुत सुंदर थी. Only few people remembered her wedding comedy, but she made it no secret. She did not pack it in lavender or mothballs, nor did she sell it to a magazine. ठीक है. और वो छुपाती नहीं थी, सब लोगों को पता था क्या हुआ. One day, a middle-aged money-making lawyer who brought his legal cap and ink of her asked her across the counter to marry him. एक लॉयर आया और वो मनी क्लास था और उसने उससे कहा कि मैं तुम मुझसे शादी करोगी. आई एम रियली मच obliged to you, said Helen cheerfully, but I married another man 20 years ago. He was more a goose than a man, but I think I love him yet. मतलब मैंने 20 साल पहले किसी से शादी की पर वो एक कोई गूस था. ठीक है ना, मतलब बेवकूफ़ सा था, पर जो भी था मैं अभी भी प्यार करती हूँ. I've never seen him since about half an hour after the ceremony. Was it copying ink that you wanted or just writing fluid? मैंने उसको शादी के बाद आधे घंटे बाद कभी नहीं देखा. The lawyer bowed over the counter with old-time grace and left a respectful kiss on the back of her hand. Parting salutes, however romantic, may be overdone. Here she was, beautiful and admired, and all that she seemed to have got from her lovers were approaches and ideas. Worse still, in the last one, she had lost a customer too. ठीक है ना, चलो कल पढ़ेंगे, अम्मा सो गई कल. ठीक है ना, ओके बाय.